Here, in the Preševo Valley, farmers are preparing to plant their crops. It's back-breaking work, still done by hand. Modern agricultural techniques have not yet reached this backwards region in southern Serbia. Tensions are running high, even in this tranquil landscape. Recently there have been a series of violent attacks in this ethnic Albanian region of Serbia. From the mosque comes the call to prayer. There are no orthodox Serbs here anymore. The owner of this house left 2 years ago to work in central Serbia. This was the only remaining Orthodox Serb house here in Lechang village. And since the owner used to come here now and again, probably the goal of the attack was to destroy it and destroy all Serb presence here. When the war in Kosovo, just a few kilometers from here, ended in '99, a guerrilla movement started attacks on Serb army and police. The violence died down after NATO brokered a peace settlement in May last year between the insurgents and the Serb government. But there are signs that militants are trying to stir up trouble again in southern Serbia. At this police station in Bojanovac, lots of newly discovered weapons are on display. There were 4 hand rocket launchers of our own production, 1 of Chinese production, with 5 grenades. The police claim the weapons came from the war in Kosovo and were hidden here to be used by Albanian terrorists, but so far there have been few attacks. There were no armed attacks, but there were provocations and terrorist actions against the police, and they laid down anti-tank mines on the roads used by the Yugoslav army. In Veliki Timovac, a small village only populated by Albanians, most of the inhabitants support peaceful coexistence, according to the chairman of the village council. But he is worried about the escalation of violence, especially the recent discovery of hidden weapons. These things are worrying, not only for me, but for everybody. But we should remember one thing. Whenever the Serb police find something, they should call the mayor. In this village, they should call me, or the police inspectors, the Albanian police. And they should all investigate together, because somebody, a black hand, is plotting something bad. At the same time, people here are aware of the discrimination towards them from the Serbian authorities. To this village of more than 10,000 people, only 3 telephone lines run, and governmental service is almost non-existent. Sejip Kamberi, who is a human rights activist, has not yet seen any improvements. The problems that the Albanian community used to have here during the last 10 years, because of the discrimination and repression of the Serbian authorities and Milosevic's regime, are still here. The new authorities that came in on the 5th of October 2000 have not yet managed to solve these problems. In the peace agreement, Serb authorities promised to upgrade minority rights of the local ethnic Albanian population. And as part of the agreement, a joint police force has been created here, which consists of Serbs, Albanians and Romanis. So far, everything's been all right. There are no problems at all. I was born in Bojanovac, and I've grown up with the others. There is no difference for me. For the moment, it's okay, but we hope things will improve with the new joint police force. People here look forward to seeing an all-new representative police force. Even though the joint police force is highly regarded by the Albanian population, still, the high concentration of other police and military forces in the region is seen as a sign of hostility. attacks have been made, not only against the army and the Serb population, but also against the multi-ethnic police. Earlier this year, about a month ago in the evening, there was an attack against the multi-ethnic police here in Lichang. The attackers used rifle grenades and firearms, and one grenade hit the container where the police stay and damaged it. As a result of the unrest, the Preševo region is getting more and more ethnically divided. Many Albanians return from abroad, and wedding car convoys are sometimes seen in the streets. But the Serbs feel uneasy. This cafe in Preševo was attacked with a hand grenade. No one was hurt, but the owner and his family are scared. It's terrible. We had a nice life here, but now it's all fear. We don't work overnight. We close down the cafe at 7:30 p.m. and stay at home after that. We practically don't go anywhere. There are hopes tensions will be reduced. Recently, a census was conducted in the area after the Albanians finally agreed not to boycott it. This will pave the way for local elections that hopefully soon will be held, after having been postponed last year. We expected that the local elections that would integrate Albanians into local government in Bojanovac and Preševo to have taken place last year. There was no justification for the deliberate delay. Local Albanian politicians believe that they will win the majority of seats in regional elections and achieve their goals of greater integration into Serbian political life, even though there are claims that the electoral units are misrepresented. The reason for this is how the electoral units are determined. The units where the Albanians elect their deputies are big and count some 2,000 votes, but the Serb units are small with only 120 votes. Increased Albanian influence can be regarded by the Serbs either as a step towards stability or as a threat. Those feeling threatened move out. Yes, they move. As they did even before this. They are constantly moving.